Dreaming of someone forcing their way into your home. I mean, that's a really unsettling image, right? It's personal, it feels violating, and it can definitely leave you feeling shaken. So, what could it mean from a spiritual point of view? Let's dive into what our source for this explainer has to say about it.
So, have you ever had this kind of dream? If you have, you are definitely not alone. It's actually a pretty common experience. And yeah, it's deeply unsettling. It makes you wonder, right? What does it all mean? What's the message behind it? Now, the interpretations we're going to look at today, they're not just made up. They're grounded in what our source calls true life testimonies. We're talking about real stories from real people who've had these dreams and really tried to figure out what was going on. Okay, so to really get what this dream is trying to tell you, we have to decode the symbols. Dreams are kind of like their own language, using pictures to get across some pretty big ideas. Let's start by breaking down the two most important symbols in a dream like this one. All right, so first up, you've got the home. Think of your home in the dream as representing your inner self, your place of peace, your comfort zone, where you feel secure. And then there's the door. That's the key, right? It's the point of access, the line between your safe inner world and everything on the outside. So when you put those two things together, the safety of the home and the violation of someone breaking in, well, you get a really powerful message. And honestly, it's a serious one. Yeah, according to our source, there's not much gray area here. A forced entry in a dream is a negative sign. It's like a spiritual red flag popping up, telling you, hey, pay attention to this right now. This quote from our source really gets to the heart of it. It says this dream is a strong and serious warning sign, which needs to be tackled using scripture-based prayers in order to win this spiritual battle. So it's not just a bad dream. It's a signal that there's a spiritual battle going on, and it needs to be faced head-on. So, what exactly does this battle look like? Well, the source says it can show up in a couple of ways. It could be a battle against blood and flesh, real, tangible threats from people around you. Or it could be against forces in high places, which points to a conflict that's more spiritual, something you can't see. Okay, so understanding the warring is step one. That's huge. But the source material doesn't just leave you there. It also gives a really clear, proactive way to respond. It's all about moving from just knowing there's a problem to actually doing something about it. And that brings us to the big question, right? If your dream is a warning that your spiritual home is vulnerable, what can you actually do to make it secure again? What are the practical steps? Well, here are the 4 main actions that are recommended. First, pay attention to access. Really think about who or what you're letting into your life. Second, observe your surroundings. Are there any negative influences or, invaders lurking around? Third, stop detrimental habits. Take a hard look at habits that might be leaving the door wide open. And finally, and this is key, use scripture-based prayers. This is seen as your number 1 tool for spiritual defense. Now, here's something really important to grasp. This warning, it isn't just about you. The meaning of this dream actually extends to everyone you share your life with. So the stakes are a lot higher than you might realize at first. See, the idea here is that a spiritual vulnerability in just one person can actually put the entire household in danger. Your spiritual safety is deeply connected to the well-being of the people you live with and love. So what this really comes down to is a message of profound responsibility. The dream is a heads up that if your personal door isn't secure, the risk doesn't just stop with you. It can affect everyone who is counting on the safety of that shared home. And so that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. Stepping away from the dream for a second, just take a moment to consider the doors to your own life. Your relationships, your habits, your spiritual practices. Are those doors? Are they truly secure?